Welcome to G Fun Facts Online. Pain is our body's alarm system. But what happens when that alarm gets stuck, ringing long after the danger has passed? This is the reality for millions suffering from chronic pain, a condition that has driven a devastating opioid crisis. But what if we could switch that alarm off without opioids? Groundbreaking neuroscience is now creating a detailed pain map inside the brain, revealing how we might do just that. This isn't science fiction, it's a revolutionary path to opioid-free relief. To understand this revolution, we first need to follow the incredible journey of a pain signal. It's far more complex than you might think. It all starts with specialized nerve cells called nociceptors. Think of them not as pain detectors, but as danger detectors. They sense things like extreme heat, intense pressure, or chemicals from damaged tissue. When activated, they convert these threats into electrical signals. These signals then race along nerve fibers to the spinal cord. Two main types of fibers do this job. First, you have A-delta fibers. They're insulated or myelinated, which lets them transmit signals super fast. They're responsible for that initial, sharp, easy-to-locate pain, like the sting from a paper cut. Then you have C fibers. They are unmyelinated and slower, carrying the signal for the dull, throbbing, more widespread ache that often follows an injury. When these signals arrive at the spinal cord, they don't just get a free pass to the brain. The dorsal horn of the spinal cord acts as a crucial checkpoint, a bouncer at the club door. Here, signals can be turned up or turned down, modulated before they even reach the brain. From the spinal cord, the signals that get through are sent up to a network of brain regions. There isn't one single pain center in the brain. Instead, we have what's often called the pain matrix, a distributed team of brain areas that work together to create the experience we call pain. Let's meet the key players. First up is the thalamus, located deep in the brain. You can think of it as the grand central station for almost all sensory information. But it's more than a simple relay. It does the initial processing, sorting out different aspects of the pain. One part of the thalamus helps you understand the what and where, the location and intensity. Another part is more involved with the ouch factor, the unpleasantness and emotional response. From the thalamus, signals travel to the somatosensory cortex. This is the brain's mapmaker. It contains a detailed, point-by-point map of your entire body. This is what allows you to know precisely that the paper cut is on your left index finger, not your right pinky toe. Imaging studies confirm this. Stimulating different body parts lights up corresponding spots in this brain region. But pain is more than just a physical sensation. It's deeply emotional. This is where the limbic system comes in. This collection of structures, including the amygdala, hippocampus, and anterior cingulate cortex, is the emotional core of pain. The amygdala, your fear and anxiety hub, can amplify pain perception. The hippocampus, crucial for memory, links the pain to past experiences. This is why your emotional state, whether you're stressed or calm, can dramatically change how much something hurts. Amazingly, the brain isn't just a passive receiver of these signals. It has its own pharmacy and can control its own pain experience. This is called the descending pain modulation system. It's a network that sends signals down to the spinal cord to block or facilitate incoming pain signals. Two key areas run this system: the periaqueductal gray, or PAG, and the rostral ventromedial medulla, or RVM. The PAG, in the midbrain, is a primary control center. Stimulating it can produce profound pain relief. The PAG sends its orders to the RVM in the brainstem, which then signals the spinal cord to regulate the flow of pain information. This pathway can release the body's own natural painkillers, like endorphins, which are endogenous opioids. They work on the same receptors as drugs like morphine. So the system is brilliant. But in chronic pain, it often goes haywire. A constant barrage of pain signals can cause long-term changes in the brain's structure and function, a process called neuroplasticity. While neuroplasticity is great for learning, in chronic pain it becomes maladaptive. Neurons in the spinal cord and brain become hyperexcitable, a state called central sensitization. This amplifies pain signals. A light touch can become painful. That's called allodynia. And things that are painful feel even more painful. That's hyperalgesia. Neuroimaging shows that in people with chronic pain, brain regions crucial for pain processing, like the prefrontal cortex and thalamus, can actually shrink. The functional connections between brain regions get disrupted. Essentially, the brain learns to be in a state of pain, creating a vicious cycle that is incredibly hard to break. For decades, our main tool to fight this was opioids. Drugs like oxycodone work by mimicking our natural endorphins, blocking pain signals. But this comes at a terrible cost. Opioids also trigger a huge dopamine rush in the brain's reward centers, creating euphoria and leading to powerful addiction. With long-term use, the body builds tolerance, needing higher doses for the same relief, which increases the risk of overdose. The devastating opioid crisis, with over 79,000 overdose deaths in the US in 2023 alone, is a direct consequence of over-relying on this flawed approach. This brings us to the new frontier. The growing understanding of the brain's pain map is finally giving us a way out. And a landmark study from the University of Sydney is leading the charge. Using a powerful 7 Tesla fMRI scanner, which provides incredibly detailed images of the brain, researchers pinpointed exactly how the brainstem regulates pain. They focused on those two key regions we mentioned earlier, the PAG and the RVM. In the study, they applied heat pain to volunteers on different parts of their bodies. Then, they gave them a placebo cream and secretly turned the heat down, making the participants believe the cream was working. The fMRI scans revealed something astounding. Different parts of the PAG and RVM were activated, depending on where the person felt pain relief. When facial pain was relieved, the upper parts of these brainstem regions lit up. When leg pain was relieved, lower regions became active. This was the first clear evidence of a somatotopic or body-mapped organization of our brain's own pain relief system. It means the brain doesn't have a single, general off switch for pain. It has a precise, highly coordinated system for controlling pain in specific locations. This could explain why placebos often only work exactly where you expect them to. But here is the most exciting part. The study challenged the long-held belief that placebo pain relief is driven by the brain's own opioid system. Instead, the researchers found that a specific part of the brainstem, the lateral PAG, was responsible for this placebo effect, and it appeared to work without involving opioids. Their hypothesis is that this non-opioid pain relief circuit might be linked to the brain's cannabinoid system. This is a game changer. It means we have a built-in, powerful, non-addictive pain-fighting system we never fully understood, and now we have a map to start targeting it. This discovery is fueling a whole new arsenal of opioid-free therapies. On the pharmacological front, instead of targeting opioid receptors, scientists are developing drugs that act on other parts of the pain pathway. This includes antibodies that block nerve growth factor, a protein that sensitizes pain neurons, and antagonists for the TRPV1 receptor, which is activated by heat. Then there's neuromodulation, essentially hacking the pain map with electrical or magnetic stimulation. Techniques like deep brain stimulation, or DBS, involve implanting electrodes in brain regions like the PAG or thalamus to directly modulate their activity. A less invasive method is transcranial magnetic stimulation, or TMS, which uses magnetic fields from outside the skull to influence brain circuits. And even newer technology, focused ultrasound, can non-invasively target deep brain structures with incredible precision to turn neural activity up or down. And we can't forget the power of the mind itself. Psychological therapies are proving incredibly effective. Cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, helps people change the negative thought patterns and behaviors that make pain worse. Mindfulness-based stress reduction teaches people to observe their pain without the emotional panic, which has been shown to physically change pain processing regions in the brain. Even technologies like virtual reality are being used to distract the brain from pain signals so effectively that it can reduce the need for medication during medical procedures. The future of pain management is personalized and precise. We're moving away from the one-size-fits-all model. By using advanced neuroimaging to identify an individual's unique pain signature, clinicians will soon be able to tailor treatments that target the specific brain mechanisms driving their pain. This could be a combination of a novel non-opioid drug, targeted neuromodulation, and psychological therapy, all designed to rewire the brain's pain circuits back to a healthy state. We are still charting the intricate territory of the brain's pain map, but with each discovery, the path forward becomes clearer. We are not just unlocking the secrets of a fundamental human experience. We are building a future where chronic pain is no longer a life sentence,